All right, so Eli, hopefully what you figured out there is that the multiplicity depends on the exponent, okay? Um, Now this one is not factored, so we have to factor it first in order to figure out the zeros, and then once we know the zeros, we can use those to figure out what their multiplicities are. Excellent. So you can factor an x out of everything. So that leaves you 2x squared plus x minus 1. Now, this would normally be one where since there's a 2 in front, we'd have to multiply these together, and then two numbers would multiply to be that, and then break it out. But we can actually factor this a lot easier just by doing a guess and check. What do you know has to be in front to give you a 2x squared? A 2x and an x, right? Because 2x times x is 2x squared. What do you know has to be here and here to give you negative 1? A 1 and a negative 1, right. So the only question is which one is positive and which one is negative. Well, you want this middle term to be positive, right? So that means this one is going to be positive because when I multiply the outside terms together, that will give me positive 2x. And when I multiply the inside terms together, that'll give me negative 1x. And 2x minus x is x. Okay? All right, so now that we have it factored, we can figure out what the zeros are. There's 3 of them in this case. What are the 3 zeros? Where do you get negative 2? Negative 1 from this one right here. 0 from this one right here. And what? What make, yeah, 0.5, good, because 2 times 0.5 is 1, and 1 minus 1 is 0, okay? Do any of these 3 factors have an exponent that is higher than 1? No, so that means all 3 of these will have a multiplicity of 1. If it's, yeah, you don't, if it's a multiplicity of 1, you don't actually have to write it. You only really have to write that if it's a multiplicity more than 1. Okay, what can you factor out of here? A 3x. And that leaves you with x squared minus 1. What does x squared minus 1 factor into? Good, x plus 1 and x minus 1. So this one factored into 3 pieces. So we're going to have 3 zeros again. What are they? 0 for this guy, negative 1 and 1. Good. And like Max just said, you really only have to say what the multiplicity is if it's bigger than 1. So since all of those come out to be multiplicity of 1, we can just leave it like that. You can just write M2, yeah. Okay. All right, so you guys were supposed to go to problem 34. Okay, these are all factored for you, so it should take you about 3 minutes to finish all of those if you have not already. So I'm going to give you 3 minutes to work on those, and then we'll move on from there. All right, so first one said write 2x cubed minus 3x squared plus 5x in standard form, then name it. So we need to reorder this by exponents from highest to lowest. So the x to the 5th is the highest, so it goes first. And then the negative 2x cubed is next, so it goes second. And then the negative 3x squared goes after that. So the highest degree is 5. So that is a rarely seen quintic trinomial because there were 3 terms. Okay? Okay, overthought it a little bit. All right, then this one, what's the end behavior of the graph? You have to look at the term with the highest exponent. And since the number in front of that is negative, and since the exponent on that term is even, negative even means that the end behavior is down, down. Okay? All right, what is the degree of the polynomial? I'm not going to lie, when I pasted this table onto the quiz, I thought, oh my God, those poor kids, it's going to be like 6 degrees. It's going to take forever. But this is up 2, this is up 6, this is up 10, this is up 14, this is up, thank you, 18, this is up 22, and this is up 26. So those aren't all the same, so it's not the first difference. But then if you look at the second difference, all of these are up 4. Okay? So Carter, are you... Huh? Okay, so Carter, you put down 4th degree because these all came out to be 4s, but it's second degree, or as Jimmy said, quadratic, because it's the second differences that are the same. Okay? Okay. Then it says, okay, factor x cubed plus 4x squared minus 5x. What can you factor out of that? You start by factoring out an x, and then you are left with x squared plus, yep, okay. And then you can, Gabby, go farther than that. You're looking for two numbers that multiply to be -5 and add to be 4. Those are +5 and -1. Okay, yeah, because yeah, a lot of people stopped after the x. But you can go a little bit farther than that. All right, what are the zeros of? Okay, so this one is just make them opposite. And Carter, I don't want you to, no, Kate, I don't want you to feel like I'm picking on you, but remember that it has to be the opposite. I think you put down 1, -3, and 2. Okay, it's the number that makes that equal to 0, so it's -1, +3, and -2. Okay? All right. Okay, then a cubic polynomial with those as zeros, then we just have to go backwards. So that's going to be x minus 4 times x plus 1 times x minus 2. Remember that you have to flip the signs around, make them to be the opposite. And then the last one, this is what we were doing from your assignment just before. You have to factor this first. So what can you factor out of this? An x. So that would give you that. Then you have to factor this. Two numbers that multiply together to be +1 and add to be -2 are two numbers that multiply together to be +1. Good. -1 and -1, which we could write as -1 squared. So that means this 0 is 0, this 0 is 1. Since this has a multiplicity of 1, does it go through the x-axis or just touch it? This one goes through, because odd multiplicities go through. This one is a multiplicity of 2, so that means it just touches, yeah. Okay? Okay, and then when I was gone yesterday, I gave you guys a review worksheet. Will you guys get that out right now? Yeah, I know you didn't do that. Will you get that out right now? So we can do that. Okay, will you guys do 1, 2, and 3 right now on your own? And then we'll 1, 2, and 3 on your own right now if you haven't already. And then we will talk about your answers in a second. Okay, Gabby, will you get us started? What do you get? How do you write that in standard form? Don't know? Okay. So I've got a squareds right here and negative 5a squareds right there. Altogether, how many a squareds do I have? I was kind of talking to Gavin. How many a squareds do I have? Negative 4a squareds. And then you can do the same thing with the a terms. If I have 4a minus a, how many a's do I have? What's that? No, this is positive 4, that's minus 1. So if I have 4 of something, yeah, 4 of something and I take one of them away, then I've got 3 left, okay? All right, so the highest exponent is 2, still picking on you. So that means it's a... You're right, yeah. Quadratic binomial. Quadratic because the exponent is a 2, and binomial because there's 2 terms. All right? Okay, Eli, how about the next one? Any like terms you can combine? Any like terms that you can combine? Okay, the 3x take away 5x is negative 2x minus 1/3. So what kind of a thing is that? Good. Linear binomial. Okay. And when we first did these on the quiz that we had on Tuesday, some of you thought that that was constant because there's no exponent. Remember that this is 2x to the first power, so that's what makes it linear. We just don't usually write the exponent if it's just a 1. All right, Geminator. Any like terms we can combine there? So how many do you have in the end? In the end? What? 2 and negative 2 n cubed, so that's that and that. Okay, then what comes next? And then, yeah. All right, so the highest power is 3, so that means it is a cubic, and if it has 4 terms, you guys remember what we just say for 4 terms? Yeah, so it's a cubic polynomial of 4 terms. Okay. Okay, will you guys try take a couple minutes to do 4, 5, and 6 on your own, and then we will chat about those. Okay, Aaron, what'd you get for number 4? All right, well, let's chat about it together. What's the highest exponent? Okay, are there any other ones besides? Okay, so that's just going to be negative y squared. So we did this one. What's the next one after that? Next exponent after that. Yeah, so what's negative 10y plus 8y? Awesome. So we did those, and then 15 minus 8 is 7. Okay. So highest power is a 2, so that makes it a 3 terms. Good. Quadratic trinomial. Okay. All right. Cat is not here. Austin, how about this one? Any like terms to combine? Good. Negative 2c squared. Then what? Awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Highest power is a 2. 3 terms. So it is also a quadratic binomial. Okay. Right. Carter? Any like terms we can combine on number 6? Okay, so 3x squared minus x squared is awesome, 2x squared. And then negative 5x plus x plus 4x, 0. Good, so those all cancel. So the highest power is 2, so it's a quadratic. And then there is only one term, so that makes it a, what's that? That would be if it was to the first power. Since there's only one term, that means it's a quadratic monomial. Okay? Alright, so that's enough of that. So then the next ones are asking about end behavior. So that's where you have to use the that chart again for the up, down, up whole thing. So let's work our way through some of these together. Tie. What do we got going there? Positive, negative, odd, or even? Yep, it's positive, and the exponent is even. So positive even means up, up. Do you have that wrong on your chart? Oh, okay. Okay, Kate. What about number 8? Yes. Yep, good, because this is the lead term and it is positive, and it is also, the exponent is odd, so that means the end behavior is down, up. Okay? Okay. Max, how about? Okay, good. This is also positive. Nope, I'm just showing my work. Just trying to be a good teacher and make sure everybody understands why the answer is what it is. Okay. All right, number 10. Jimmy, what do we got? Yep, it is going to be up, up. This right here, the 1/2 is positive. The exponent is even, and so that makes it an up, up. Yeah, we have to spend those pretty soon. Austin, how about number 11? Why? Besides the fact that Aaron told you. Is that positive or negative? Is the exponent odd or even? Okay. So positive, odd, once again, is down, up. Okay, and then the last one of these. Aaron, what do we got going here? Yep. Good, down, down, because that is the negative. And this is even. Isn't it weird how if you take the same word and you just say it over and over again, then it starts to sound like a nonsense word? Yeah, because it's negative. So normally even exponent would make it go up, up, but then the negative flips it upside down. So it goes down, down. Okay, and then the rest of these are factoring and whatnot. So I will give you guys the rest of the period to work on the rest of that worksheet. If you have questions, let me know. I'll come and help you. If you get it done before the end of the period, give it to me before you leave. If you do not, then do it as homework, and I'll get it from you on Monday.